me see. Yo, what's up? What's up? All right. Let me see. Welcome, 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 everyone. Oh, hey, what's up, man? You're we're finally on there live, huh? Here for poker, huh? We ain't gonna see it today. Come on, man. What's wrong with this thing? Uh, switch account. How y'all doing? How you guys doing? Let's see. Let's go here. Okay. Uh, we got 4 people in. Happy holidays. Yes. Hey, Pop Tart Gun Trucking. I have been following you for 8 years. Hold on. I lost. How do I get these comments, man? I keep losing them. What was that comment? Let me see. He said, I've been following you for 8 years. How do I pop this comment back up? Here we are again in that same stinking scenario. Okay, here we go. Have you gotten an APU in that truck yet? Actually, I've had an APU in this truck. Can you guys hear me all right? Okay, I think I can. I put up the stream on another phone. Okay, but yes, I've had an APU in this truck, man. I've had it for a long ever since I've got the truck from the auction, and it's running just fine, man. It's running great actually. But sometimes I don't fire it up. Um, it's just that sometimes I don't have enough time to for it to, you know what I mean, cycle all the way. It's just sometimes, but when I really have to, I do. But a lot of times I don't even need it, you know, like I don't work during the summer, you know what I'm saying? Well, I don't work that hard during the summer. And during the winter, you really don't need it unless you're in like extreme environment, you know? Or I have the diesel heater thing, right? So, okay, here we go. At least now I can read the comments at the same time, man. Here for poker. I have been following you for 8 years, man. Before the kids and the wife. Yes. Yeah, man. It's, you know, it's crazy how much your life changes once the family come into play. You know what I mean? Like once you get family, it's it's not a bad thing, right? But you can't do the same things that you used to do when you were single, you know. Let's see. Pop Tart say happy holidays. Hey, thank you. Happy holidays to you. Pop Tart Gun Trucking. The APU. Okay. You're going to be a Grinch this year. I don't even know what that means. Hey, look. Like when I first got this truck, right? I was like, man, this thing is awesome, right? The seat being able to turn the way it is right now is so awesome. And it's even more better that now that streaming part of it, you know what I mean? When you're live. So, yes, I still live in Las Vegas. What was that? What was the question, man? Have you gotten an APU? No. Okay. Anyway, um, yeah. Look at this. Look at this view. If you're streaming like this is a view. You know what I mean? So I'm going to need that seat in my truck. Yes, I'm telling you, this seat is the best thing since sliced bread. Being able to spin like this. I've seen it on the Volvos, right? And boy, I tell you, I was like, man, that looks so nice. You know what I mean? It's just it makes it so comfortable to where you're not always looking out the windshield, right? Favorite favorite poker is the Orleans. Yes, I love the Orleans for poker, man. It's there's a lot of old people there, right? And a lot of times old people, you know, they get a little attitude and stuff like that, but you get used to it and smell too. Hopefully, I don't smell like that when I get. I think I'm gonna smell like that when I get old too. So, um, no more flatbed loads. Hey, right now the trailer is just sitting at the house, man, or parked on the side of the street. Yes, no, the open deck, man. Open deck sucks right now. Like it's especially in the Las Vegas area, right, or Southern California area. It sucks, man. Old white man. At the Orleans, yes. There's a lot of old people at the Orleans. A lot of retirees, you know what I mean, that are on Social Security and play poker over there. That's all they do is sit all day and play poker. So right now we're on a load right now going towards Portland, right? And Old Asian too. Yes, yes, yes. Been parked since July. Oh man, I I've been parked on and off since when? I'd say May. Yeah, I'd say May. The levy said, "Good night to you, brother. Stay safe, stay warm. I have to thank you for giving me insight working on opening a new authority. I'm based in California. We'll be getting a truck from RV auction. Awesome, man. I love if I always suggest people to get trucks from RV auction, but you gotta make sure you check out the truck or have somebody who knows how to look at that truck and go check it out. All freight sucks right now. Yes, um, Amazon has changed, man. Like the spot market has changed so much in the past few days. Just in the past few days, it's so crazy, man. So what was it? Did I make a video about? Yes, I think I made a video about, like, you know what I mean, going to Phoenix, right? No, I haven't. I haven't produced that video. Anyway, there's a video coming up. I went to Phoenix, and Phoenix kind of just blows, man. Like Amazon or everything else, it just blows, man. And yeah, I don't want to. I don't want to spoil that video up because I want to create the video and I want to produce the video. So anyway, yeah, that's why we're on the load right now. It's a PO, it's a power only going to Portland, and the trailer comes back as a loadout trailer coming back. So if you've been watching the load board, you know that Portland is kind of hot right now. So that's the only reason why I took it, really. Yeah, man, I wanna grind Uber in Las Vegas, but it's just not worth it anymore. It's just like it's a lot of wasting time, I would say, because I'm never gonna pick up those shorter rides, right? Those lower tier rides. So it's just a lot of wasting time, and that's I didn't really like it that much because like the kind of vehicle I have, you know, there's no way I could put it on the smaller tier rides. So I have to sit around and wait on the higher tier rides, and those don't come often, especially now in Vegas. Now the Vegas has Las Vegas has changed. The landscape there has changed, and it's shifted into completely different thing from like 2018 until now. You know what I mean? So, but anyway, so this load, right? It's going to Portland, and it's got a load out back, coming back home to Kingman. I picked it up in Kingman. Is a power only going up to Portland, and then it's a load out back from Portland to Kingman, and I have a certain amount of time to do it. Oh man, come on, yeah. Or by the way, yes. So what I did in the past month, I appreciate that, man. I really do. What I have done in the past month is I finally, finally monetized the channel, right? So uh, before I was like, I'm not gonna monetize it until 10K, right? And then I was like, I changed my mind and I was like, you know what? Just out of curiosity, let me monetize it. So I did. Uh, I appreciate that. North Carolina lottery, man. Are you? Wait a minute. You driving for Western Express? Are you guys making a lot of money over there at Western Express? Man, I appreciate it nonetheless, though. I really do. Uh, that's much love, man, much love. But anyway, so I did monetize it, right? So I started like, you know, I like numbers, right? I look into numbers a lot, and I study numbers a lot, and I like the direction that it is now. That's why you see me more active now on here, is because, like, see, the thing is, when you see potential, right, you get motivated. Just like in the next video that's coming up, you're gonna see me very unmotivated because of what's happening, and then all of a sudden, boom, things change, and next thing you know, I'm motivated again. So uh, oh, Parker just texted me. He said, "Did you take that load to Portland?" Yes, I did. I'm on that Portland load right now. Let me see. I don't know if he's on the live right now, but I make about 650 a week after tax. More like Food Stamp Express. Yeah, man. Let me tell you. If you have a chance, man, I'm not saying Western Express is bad. I think you can make it good, but if you get a chance, go look into other companies. If other companies would look at you, uh, there's a lot of other better companies out there. I think, I mean, every company has their ups and downs, right? But I think Western Express is one of those places. It's just the bottom. You know what I mean? It's the very bottom of the. I mean, heck, I would probably do Swift over Western Express. You know what I mean? So yeah, there you go. Pop Tart said, "I'm opening a smoking and grilling food truck." Yeah, you know what? That would be all right. That'd be all right. Yeah, that's not good even to drive. Yeah. So yeah, it's see him and tell him that Pop Tart sent you. Okay, hold on. What Pop Tart said? Smoking and grilling with AB. Who is that? Chicken and ribs. Let AB know I sent you. Where? Who's AB? Just out of curiosity. Okay. So anyway, uh, that's really low. Yeah, the Western Express, man. I used to work for Western Express. As a matter of fact, man, like my first company, right, was Western Express. Now, let me give you a background on where I come from before that. And you would realize that, like, dang, really, how did you manage to stay there, right? So I was with Western Express for like a whole year. Yeah, a year and a half actually. That was my very first company after I got my CDL. I went there, got trained for a month. I already had my CDL, right? Got trained for a month, and then I was back. I was on the road myself. I was doing it as a flatbed. I was making 28 cents a mile at Western Express. Uh, and okay, so he lives in Vegas. He's your friend. Okay, I'll go check it out. I'll go check it out. But anyway, so I was making 28 cents a mile. Man, I think I was clearing like 300 a week or something like that. Ooh, that was some rough time, man. That was a rough time. And the thing is, like, so, the problem with Western Express, you got a lot of the dispatchers, right? They're new guys. You know what I mean? Like college kids, right? Ain't nothing wrong with that. But they they act like they own you as a driver. You know what I mean? And my dispatcher, man, that guy, boy, I tell you, I towards the end of my time in Western Express, I challenged that guy to come out or to come meet me and speak to me that way, at the terminal. And then when I went to the terminal, when I finally almost turned in my truck, I went to the terminal and I was talking to him, and he acted like he didn't know how he was treating me. You know what I mean? And I was like, freaking guy, man. See, that's the thing. Is like there are a bunch of kids, kind of like your TQL, right? Your TQL, you got a lot of junior brokers. There are a bunch of kids. You know what I mean? They just don't know how to deal with people yet. You know what I'm saying? Uh, and maybe because I got a little bit more experience on me, that I shouldn't be spoken to that way. That because I don't speak to them that way. You know what I mean? Or in that manner. So anyway, uh, they move up to 40 cents a mile now at Western Express. Nice. Look at that. That I left Western Express at 42 cents a mile a year and a half later. So last company, the Dust Trail said, the last company job I had was 2009, 39 cents a mile. Man, look at that. I got my CDL in 2012, no, 2013, and I was at 28 cents a mile, man. My goodness. Let me tell you, I forgot, because I gave you guys some context, like where I come from, right? Where I come from before Western Express, before I started driving trucks, where I used to do is contracting for the government. After I got out the military, right? I was deployed in Iraq, and then I saw these civilian guys that were involved with operations, So I got out the military and I seek those companies, and then I applied to them, and I was able to go overseas to be a contractor. So basically, my job was a contractor between a liaison between the civilian contractors and the military contractors. I was a QA, quality assurance, right? So I was inspecting equipment coming in, going to the military, and coming out of the military and go back in the military. I was inspecting all of those, make sure they were up to standard. So that was my whole job. And let me tell you, at the end of that job, I was making over $240,000 a year. And then to go from there to get my CDL and work, start at 28 cents a mile, that was a very difficult pill to swallow. That was a big pill to swallow. Okay, let me see. Welfare Express pulling a welfare walk. Yeah, I believe it. I'm sure they train them to be firm with drivers. They probably do. You know what? I would believe that 100%, because they act like, I'm telling you, man, it's so crazy. It's like, if it was TMC, I would believe it. I could see it. I could see the drivers being treated in that manner. But it's not TMC, because TMC is like, I think it was a Marine guy that started it, right? And, that's Marine standard, right? But it's Western Express, man. They are going to damage your DAC record in the trucking industry. I hate to say that, but yeah. And they were threatening me with that too, with that as well. Because, okay, my dispatcher, I was telling him, right, hey, listen, I'm putting in my 2 weeks notice, man. Why 4 days away from when I'm supposed to turn in the truck, I'm still 1,000 miles away from the house, man, or from the terminal? What are we doing? And then I didn't get home to the terminal until, man, I appreciate that, Polker. Poker? Is that poker? Polker. I appreciate that. I really do, man. But I was 4 days away. It was 4 days after my 2 weeks notice that I was able to take the truck home to the terminal, and I had to fight to get home to the terminal. That's how crazy it was, man. I was like, what is going on, man? You know what I mean? It's like, and that's the thing. It's like, they don't care. At least the dispatcher I had zero care. You know what I mean? Like, he was all about moving freight. I get it. I understand it. But like, if you're gonna be, you know what I mean, if you're gonna be looking after, essentially you got people under you, I think you should be a little bit more, you know what I mean, you should have a little bit more empathy. So, man, come on, North Carolina Lottery, stop doing that, man. I appreciate it, but stop doing that, really, because, man, come on, it's Western Express. You're you're 42 cents a mile. Man, listen, I appreciate it. I really do. Um, I think I want to say thank you, thank you, thank you. But please, please, don't do it, man. It's because they're getting YouTube is getting like 30%. I think I read like 30% of this crap or whatever of the you know the donation or whatnot. But anyway, I had the same experience. Paul Poker said I had the same experience. No good, man. Struggling for a year because I didn't know any better. Yeah, man. I got my CDL in '96, the Dustin, and quit in 2009. I got truck lucky on my own this July, but haven't leased it with anyone yet. Oh wow! So you have a Dusty Trail. You have a truck that's just sitting there, man. Not doing anything. I'll sell you my unbeatable bubble crab strategy. Tim, what's up, man? That's my Marine buddy right there. Tim, he's a trucker. He plays a lot of poker too. So, oh, there you go. There you go. Hey, North Carolina. Hey, Parker, do you hire people out of North Carolina? Answer that question right now. We got somebody from North Carolina, man. That's North Carolina Lottery. He's working for Western Express. I don't know. Maybe, hey, link it up. I'm gonna. Why don't you write your email down, Parker? Because Parker is always looking for drivers, man. And from what I spoke to him about, he pays above, average market. So, and he takes care of his drivers, and he proves it too. It shows. So, no, only in Utah. Sorry. God, goodness, you're gonna have to move to from North Carolina to Utah, man. Raleigh, North Carolina. Yeah, Pop Tart Garden Trucking is from Riley. I actually wanted to come say hi to her when I was over there when I was doing the camshaft with Vic, but what you call it? I guess it's just it wasn't meant to be. There was not enough time, maybe. Yeah, I got a truck just sitting waiting for the rates to come back up. Okay, okay, I like that. So speaking of rates, right? I was in Phoenix. I almost did it, man. I almost did it. I almost took $1.70 ish a mile going to Salt Lake, but I could never bring myself to do it. I could never bring myself up to doing that because I know in my heart, and I know based on numbers that that is not a profitable venture. You know, at least because going from a dead zone to another dead zone, I mean, just spot market wise, right? Amazon probably gonna be different, but from a dead zone to another dead zone and then take a crappy rate, I just could not take myself in doing that. You know what I mean? If I was going to a good market, I could probably see it. I could justify it, right? Brother, my roommate at Western Express first night, I had to sleep with my eyes open. And that's the crazy thing about Western Express, right? They do put you in a hotel at the what you call it during the what is that? What's the word I'm looking for, guys? Comment it down below. Before you get actually issued a truck or get issued a trainer, you have to sleep in this hotel for like 3 days or whatever, and then you got people that are roommates with you. They room you up with other people and people you don't know. Orientation. There we go. Boy, I tell you, yeah, yes, Yeah, I got a truck sitting waiting. Okay, I called the guy to lease on. He told me to pay what 60 for containers off the railroad. I pass. I will pass on that too. That's not a good one. Tell Parker I'll start tomorrow only if I can edit my ELD. Man, you're gonna you're gonna have to settle that in with Parker. I don't think we need to be talking about that over here. We might have some people over here watching that are, you know what I mean. They're just waiting. So uh, don't lease. Leasing is losing. Just get your own numbers and insurance. Man, you know, I do agree with that, Pop Tart. But man, it's just so hard right now. For me, at least, from what I see. I mean, I know Pop Tart is a veteran in the industry, right? If you're gonna get any, you know, advice, it's from her. But it's so hard. Like new authority is so difficult. I guess if you're starting a new authority, you better have some money behind. I think that's what I'm getting at. You know, like a lot of money behind, because you're gonna suffer. Like a lot of these brokers, they don't even want to work with nobody until the 6 month mark. You know, and then you're stuck with TQL. And I mean, TQL do have some good loads, but when they see you, that hey, we got fresh meat. We gotta take care. We gotta take advantage of that fresh meat. You know what I'm saying? So. Uh, Oh, I didn't know North Carolina's Laos, man. That's why he wants me to play poker. Man, I'm telling you, them Laos people, they can gamble. They gamble. My truck is a 99. I have paper logs. I'm too old for e-logs. I don't blame you. Um, you know, I think if I get another truck, it's gonna be definitely I'm looking for some type of glider, you know. Um, and I'm gonna gear it to where it's gonna be able to do heavy haul, not too heavy, you know, something with a like 7 axle, you know, something like that, 7 axle kind of heavy loads, you know, nothing too bad, you know, but I think it would be something like that, and then it definitely gonna be e-log exempt, you know, just because like sometimes you just gotta, you know what I mean, sometimes you gotta move, right? I'm not talking about unsafely now. So, uh, okay. How did I guess that? Friends from California. Wow. How from that name? How did you guess from Laos? Like Laos or Vietnamese? I've been following Pinoy since we was single and playing poker. You don't play poker anymore, man? I'm still gonna play poker. Really, listen, I just don't got a lot of time, man. Like, really, I don't have a lot of time on my hands to be messing around at the casino. Really, I don't. My schedule is filled. It's filled all the way up to the 24th hour. You know, Holland grain corn. Pop Tart said Holland grain corn beans bottom hopper for farming is a go-to. You know, I think if I was like in Nebraska, that's definitely what I would be looking into, right? But I mean, I haven't looked into it, so it could be a profitable venture too over here, even in the you know, West Coast. You know, man, I tell you. So like in Vegas right now, the weather is like 70s. From Phoenix too, it's also in the 70s. And then I get over here. We're in Wells, Nevada right now. I'm gonna drive 200 more miles after this. I'm just taking my 30-minute break. How long has this live been going? But I'm just taking my 30-minute break. Oh, it's almost 30 actually. That I'm gonna drive 200 more miles. I think I'm gonna try to make it close to Boise. So, uh, how do you like Amazon loads? It's easy. Hauling Amazon is very easy. You know what I mean? It's like everything you do, you follow in the app. The app will tell you everything. So it's just step by step process. But as far as like from the owner operator side of things, it's not a all year round thing, right? It's not something that you want to do all year round, because they're gonna get their money worth. Uh, like during the holidays is really good money. And then if you go 100% Amazon, if you're hauling 100% Amazon, they're gonna get their money's worth out of you during the slow season. You know, uh, you have a pre-emission hopper on end dumps as well, so it's going to pay real haul sands, small tones, and mulch. Yeah. Do you okay, North Carolina? Do you recommend it for a newbie? There's nothing really hard about Amazon. Is it's like I said, it's just an app that you follow. You go, it'll tell you, your next step is this one. This is what you're gonna do. This is what you know what I mean. Everything is just step by step process. That's why a lot of people are attracted to Amazon because of that reason. You know, that it makes their job or life a lot easier. It's not where you have to mess around with the load board, look for loads, do this, do that. Everything is already pre-planned for you and pre-dispatch, and all you got to do is follow those guidelines, the in or the arrival time and the departure time. When it's arrival time, you got to be there. When it's departure time, you got to go, and that's it. That's the bottom line. It's not a whole lot to it. So um, so Parker wants to trade his Ruby. I don't know if you follow Parker. If you don't, his name is Overtime Trucking, right? Uh, he's got a truck. It's a ELD exempt. It's got a 12.7. I want to take him up on it, and it's got 358 rears in there, and that's about close to us. You know what I mean? I would like to be at the 370, maybe 390, not in the fours, rear wise, but 358. That's actually not bad. I think that'll do. Stat Trucking, Amazon King. He's on YouTube. Okay, Stat Trucking. Hook drop does look easy in Amazon. Big parking lots. Yes, it's really big parking. The only ones I had a lot of hard time with parking wise with Amazon was in Spokane, Washington, or not Spokane, but Seattle, Washington area. Boy, I tell you, they got some Amazon facilities over there that are like, wow, how did you even think to put an Amazon facility here? And how did you even think that you're gonna be able to park you know what I mean? Or, you know, pull pull trailers in and out of there. Wells Cargo. I actually like that name, Wells Cargo. I see them all the time, and I like the name, Wells Cargo. I mean, come on, man. um, see, I want to get, I want to be able to stay driving, right? If for unforeseen, reason or a unforeseen future that I shut it down. I I still want to stay trucking, but I cannot get a full-time job because one of the main reasons why I am not working and she's working, right? The wife is working is because of, I have somebody has to look after the little one, okay? Uh, we can't we don't want to get a babysitter because we don't know who the babysitters are. You know what I mean? We want to have direct ties to that babysitter and know them personally before we even allow that to happen. And and uh and not only that, the cost of the babysitting, you know what I mean? It's like if I was to say, if let's say I started off at Wells Cargo at 70K a year, and now we got to get a, let's just say I found somebody full-time babysitter, and then we got to get a babysitter. You probably factor in minus 30% of that, 70K plus another whatever on taxes, and you know what I mean? It's like, then at the end of that day, how much are you really making? You know what I mean? Like, might as well you're better off staying with the uh, toddler, you know what I mean? And at least you have a peace of mind that that toddler has a good influence, the whole time. You know what I mean? Uh, Wells Fargo, yeah. Yeah, I agree. I agree. Thank you. Yes, she is. She's learning a lot, man. I never thought I would, but I love it so much. I love. I love taking care of her. I really do. And because she learns a lot of things, and then she spits it out or spills it out, and you're like, wow, what? Where'd you get? Where'd you learn that from? You know what I mean? So it's amazing. See, that's one thing I don't want. I don't want her getting used to is I don't want her to be a brat. I mean, I know she's still a kid, right? I mean, that's what they do, but I don't want her to, like, you know what I'm saying. Like, I think if her grandparents were around, she'll have more freedom. You know what I mean, to be able to, you know what I'm saying, like, to dictate things. But with me, she can't. She really can't. I draw a solid line. When she crosses that line, definitely I'm firm with her. I try not to be too firm, like military firm. You know what I mean? But I am firm with her, and her mom actually just tells me to calm down sometimes. So yeah. But anyway, I so somebody asked me the other day, right, about working 100% Amazon, and I strongly discourage them to not do that. Always keep your options open, right? And that became a prime example for this time around, right? So I went to Phoenix with Amazon, and I was looking at Amazon, could not find nothing with Amazon, and then I was at the same time I'm still looking on the load board. So I'm keeping my options open, and then I could not find anything out of Phoenix PO coming out of there going north. That's where I'm trying to get to, is north, because I have the little baby with me, right? So I'm trying to get her, past her by the house, and then me continue on northbound, right? But I could not find anything, so I was like, okay. I started bobtailing, and then boom, stop in Kingman, Arizona to go get coffee and walk around a little bit with the baby, and then next thing you know, boom, pop up the load board. I saw something the TQL had in Flagstaff, Arizona, but they had all kinds of stipulation in it, and then I found another one that was picking up in Kingman, Arizona, and that's this load. So I mean, that's why, like, I am all over the place. I got so much things going on in here because it's so much information. You know what I mean? Like, at the same time, while I'm looking at power only, I'm still looking at flatbed. Open deck in Las Vegas, because I'm only 110 miles away from Vegas as a bobtail. I can head on down to Las Vegas, pick up the trailer, and pick up a load if something good comes up. You know what I mean? So, like, um, before, like, when I first started, I was like, man, who needs a dispatcher? But now, the more I get deeper and deeper and deeper into, you know what I mean, moving myself, is that you definitely need a dispatcher. Yeah. If somebody new uh, would ask me a suggestion if I should get a dispatcher or not, I say yes, get a dispatcher. Because I mean, you have to get a good one, right? But how do you know which one is a good one? I guess you think about, like, how they move you or whatever, right? But yeah, I think a dispatcher is really, really helpful in the beginning stages of your, you know what I mean, of your owner operator career, I should say, And then after you learn the ropes, you get around and things like that, I would say yes, uh, do it on your own, Uh, you should uh, you should master classes on trucking. You are pretty good, and you know what you are talking about. And I wouldn't say 100%, but I'd say I can BS my way around trucking. uh, I think you're a very respectable guy, and you are always positive. Yeah, I try to be, and, like, sometimes, like, there's been times where I made vlogs, and as I'm editing it, I feel like I've become too negative, because sometimes I get carried away and I get into my feelings too much, and I talk about, like, it's too negative, and I don't like that being, you know what I mean, portrayed as me being a negative kind of person. I think actually being negative on YouTube works well, uh, but it's just not me. I don't think I want to be seen as that. You know what I'm saying? So it it's like, I see people, you know what I mean, like they blow up real fast when they're at that, because people like gravitate more towards negative, right? So negativity, right? So they can say something, you know what I mean? They can people can say something against that or whatever, right? Because like you guys like even I see it in myself, when I'm watching somebody, I'm like, man, that's he's saying something negative, and then I have to try I'll find something to say against that, you know what I mean? Because it's a negative thing, right? But when something positive, you know what I'm saying, like a lot of people, okay, I already knew that, so they just brush it off and just move on, you know what I mean? So okay, overtime trucking say only way to learn is by doing it. Yes, you're absolutely correct. uh, George, they come in handy while you're driving. It's tough looking for your next load while driving. Yes, 100%, man, 100%. Especially like, so on that same scenario, right? That same scenario, me in Phoenix, I'm like, man, I could have really used a doggone dispatcher this time because, like, because there was so much things going on. Like especially looking on the Amazon side of things. Like it took 5 or 6 hours for me to actually come to realization that that's happening with Amazon. That the the load available on the spot market for Amazon was cut by half, at least in the Phoenix area and in uh, the Vegas area, and like 30 or 40% in the Salt Lake area, and you don't really notice that because like I'm too busy, you know what I mean, like thinking about trying to get these freight from point A to point B, and at the same time, every now and then I'm looking at the load board, looking it up and things like that. But if you actually had somebody behind the desk looking at that, and they'd be like, hey, wait a minute, our load availability went from 230 to 110. I don't think it's a good idea to just focus on, you know what I mean, on Amazon right now. Maybe we should look into, you know, DAT or truck stop. You know what I'm saying? So I think that would have been very helpful. As a matter of fact, there was a couple of PO that probably could have had, but I wasn't giving them too much of a second thought because of that. You know what I mean? Because I'm relying too much on the Amazon side, or I'm hoping that Amazon the rates would go up. But I mean, they never did, man. Them rates were, they got cut by so much, man. Like you can literally look them up right now. I bet you're gonna see them like $1.25 coming out of Phoenix, going to Vegas, going to Salt Lake, and like, ooh, man. And the crazy thing is, you know what the crazy thing is? At $1.70, $1.80, they're flying off the shelf. Yeah. I mean, I don't know if Amazon manipulating the board. You know what I mean? Like, because I see that sometimes that they try that the load will disappear and then it comes back on. And I don't know if that's the same load or not, but it's the same details, right? Yeah, yeah, North Carolina. I try, man. That's what I try to do. I try to provide a lot of useful information. You know what I mean? I when I first started, like one of the main reason why I started this channel, right? For some of you guys on here that don't know, I do YouTube back then, but I did poker, right? But one of the main reason why I started this channel is because of when I became an owner operator. I already knew the ins and out, but as far as like in depth ins and out of trucking, I had no idea. So I was like, you know what? Let me walk them through this journey. Maybe I'll walk through the journey with them. You know what I mean? I think my first YouTube video load, maybe the second or third, was like a JB Hunt load. That, but it was easier back then. It was like a lot of loads available, not enough drivers moving them, so it was easier. It was easier to negotiate things. But now it's a lot harder. So, okay. Did you like working for Dave? I like Dave, man. Uh, Dave, David, he's a very, you know, he's a business, right? He thinks he's business minded, right? So he cares about his side, right? But I'm not saying that he doesn't care about his driver. All I'm saying is that like he's focused on that side, but if you're an independent, you know what I mean? If you're able to be on your own, he has no problem supporting you. You know what I mean? So it's like, you know, if you say, hey man, I need I think you got this, you got that, and he's like, okay, if you say so, yeah, here you go. You know what I'm saying? And he's that kind of person. He don't want to micromanage you. You know, he just wants you left alone. You know, or he's just gonna leave you alone and expect you to do what you're supposed to do, right? Okay. Let's see. My name is Pop Targon Trucking. Said my name is Danielle Poirier. I'm from the Poirier family out of Raleigh, North Carolina. Poirier. Is that how you pronounce that? Poirier. Good luck trying to punch in that TQL and load ID while driving. It's 9 digit, man. Why does it have to be 9 digit? uh, okay. Tim says rates going up. I must have counted 20 trucks blown over in Wyoming. Boy, I tell you, yeah, this time of the year, Wyoming, man, if you're light, you better take it easy. You better take it easy or go down like, I think the 30 is actually going to be better for you. Is that the 30 or is that a 20? I think that's a 30, right? The US 30 runs along the 80. So I think if it's too windy, I think the 30 is going to be better for you. It's, I think it's a lot less wind, like less strong wind, I should say. Only time I take 170 to Utah is when coming home from Montana. There we go. Man, Montana, I bet it's tough. They only have what, 3 to 4 major cities. I love Montana though. Montana, if I was to retire, man, I'd probably go to Montana, you know. But then again, so like Vic, right, was um, Vic went to go see me at SEMA, right? Or yeah, he went to go visit me during SEMA. So he was there from the first to the ninth, and he was telling me, you know, like how his bone starts hurting and things like that. You know, it's like like Vic used to jump out of airplanes, right? He was airborne, you know. Uh, he was with the 82nd Airborne, and then we got stationed in Korea. But anyway, he was telling me how his knees are hurting, his freaking ankles hurting, back hurting, everything hurting. I was like, man, come on, man, it's not that bad. And then now it's like here lately, it's like my freaking ankles and freaking knees, like they don't want to function properly. I think he jinxed me. So yeah, 30 Elk Mountain. Yeah. There you go. You know, I seen a moose one time. That scared me, man. I was like, wow, that thing is huge. You know what I mean? And I think don't play, man. It's like, I mean, for me, it didn't seem like they were aggressive, right? But boy, I tell you, that's a scary sight. You should do live every Saturday. Uh, yeah, I was actually thinking doing more live throughout the week, when I get everything set up, right? But yeah, I do want to do more live throughout the week, and and specifically, I want to actually help out people specifically uh, Mondays and Fridays. You know, I'm planning on doing live Mondays and Fridays, so people can just hop in. We're gonna give it a test run, right? People can just hop in and be like, "Hey, listen, man, I got a vehicle stuck right here. Here's my equipment and things like that." And then, you know, maybe I can pitch in. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna charge them. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe if I have time, you know what I'm saying, we'll go focus on it and take a look at it and see what we can do to move you. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna give it a shot. So if you see a moose blow, yeah, okay, Tim. Okay, Tim. I'm sure they will. I'm sure they will. Uh, my truck came with a moose bumper. but I don't want to test it. I probably wouldn't. I don't care how good that moose bumper is. Man, them things are huge, man. I mean, like their legs, you know what I mean? They're standing like what, 6 foot something tall. You know, like even if you would take them out of their legs, you know, that doggone body would still, you know, roll up to your windshield. So KW is running good, man. She is running good. Cross fingers, knock on plastic. Because it is plastic. Uh, I am impressed with the KW compared to, say, like Freightliner or Volvo. Volvo is too plasticky for me. The Volvos, once you put in some miles on them, it's a bunch of creaks, man. Creaky, as you're going down the road. Freightliner is almost the same, you know, but Freightliners are usually pretty shaky, right? That's why they call them freight shakers, right? But Volvo is supposed to be a Cadillac, right? But man, let me tell you, when you put in some miles on that Volvo, all that plastic becomes so creaky going down the road, and I hate that noise, you know. But yeah, the KW is running good, man, and I am grateful. Let me tell you, right? I don't think I told you guys yet. I told the vlog yet, but I was feeling buyer's remorse when I first got this truck, because in the beginning there was I saw a lot of blow by, like smoke blow by, white smoke, right? It's not actual smoke, it's more like moisture, right? But my, you know, the what you call it, my personal feelings, you know what I mean, they got the best of me, and I was like, oh man, did I just get a melon or a lemon, you know? And I was like, oh goodness. So when I got home a couple weeks later, I changed the crankcase breather, right? And sure enough, that fixed it, man. I was like, ooh, I was so relieved, right? And then when the camshaft, when the lobe ate up the camshaft, right, I was like, my goodness, man. And that's a big job, right? And luckily Vic was, and I was telling Vic about it, and luckily Vic was like, man, bring it over here. I was like, he's like, come on, we used to do this back then. Bring it over here. We'll go take care of it. And sure enough, brought it over there, and boom, Vic. I mean, come on, man. I don't know what more to say about Vic, right? But anyway, yeah. But now, the freaking truck is spotless, man. And I've been trying to find time to try to run the overhead one more time, you know, just to check them. You know, I'm not hearing anything obvious, you know, with it, but just to check them. You know what I mean? I put in what, over 110,000 miles on it since the last time we adjusted them, so maybe it's time, you know. I mean, it ain't gonna cost me nothing but like a few hours, you know. So okay, the Dusty Trails. The truck I bought has an N14 Select. Yes, rebuilt from Cummins. Hope it's all good. Let me tell you, you're not gonna go wrong with that freaking N14, man. That's one of the best blocks, man. I love that block, man. That thing will take you, you know what I mean, for millions of miles, man. I love that block. So good choice, good choice. That N14 is a good engine, man. And if it was done properly, you know what I mean. And even if it wasn't done, it doesn't cost much to rebuild that thing, and it's not that difficult. So I think the kit is like what, 8,000, 6,000 or something like that, and you can probably find somebody to do it, you know what I mean, or if not, do it yourself, you know, just real easy, you know. So it's a really friendly and really easy engine to deal with, you know what I mean. Bob Targa, you make sure you look up Smoking and Grill. Yes, we're gonna go check that out. Smoking and Grilling with AB. Okay, opens up somewhere in Las Vegas this week. Come, let me know I send you. Okay, yes, millions. All right, all right. But yeah, the N14. That's one of my favorite engines. I love that engine because I love the way it sounds. That engine has a different sound to it. It's like the way it does the compression. You know what I mean? When it combusts, it's just a different sound. I think it's more distinct. You know what I mean? You can hear that, you know, as they explode. You know what I mean? As it pushes that piston down, you can hear it, and I love that sound. You know what I mean? And I think if you put in some time on the M14, I think that engine you know, would sound a lot better than a lot of your Cat, right? I love the sound of the Cat, you know, that high pressure, right? But I think that N14 trumps it if you put in some work on that M14, you know. Anyway, I think we're gonna go ahead and end this towards here. Like I said, we're gonna give that thing a run, a test run, right? The Monday, going live on Monday and Fridays, you know, and then hopefully we can help out some of these new guys, you know, like, or if you need some help, you know, or whatever, you know, questions or whatever, but we're gonna give it a test run and see how that works out, you know. I would like people to, you know what I mean, make their life a lot easier, especially the new authorities. I know how difficult it is. I know you're so helpless, especially when you're just starting and you don't know where to start from. You know what I mean? And I get it. You know, like you shouldn't be in that position, right? You shouldn't put yourself in that position. But who hasn't made mistakes? You know what I mean? Everybody makes mistakes. You know, and the best thing we can do, right, is to, at least in trucking, is to try to assist those guys. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think it'll be better in the long run for trucking. It's because, you know, these new guys that are coming in will be able to, you know, they'll be able to put their foot down against a broker that's trying to take advantage of them or whatever, right? You know what I mean? Or a situation. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, let's see. Let me read a couple more here. Okay. Pop Tire Contracting. He made a huge chopping and cutting board. Oh, I like cutting boards. I use them for, you know, to like create content. It's so nice, like, because they're so solid, you know, solid wood. Freightliner automatic DT12 is a very reckless introduction to the trucking industry, no different than any other automatic. Reckless, huh? I'm not. I have. Is that the Endurance? No, is it? This transmission, man, I love this transmission on this. This is this is the Eaton Endurance, you know, automatic transmission, right? And I love it. See, let me comment on that. Let me shine in on that, right? Uh, that might be so, but a lot of times, man, a lot of these guys, man, a lot of these drivers, such a heavy foot, they act like they're driving a car. And this thing, 80,000 pounds, man, it cannot take off like that. You know what I mean? They always pedal to the metal. And that thing, you know what I mean? You putting in that much torque, and then you got to disconnect and then re-torque again. It's just, it's not, it's not ideal for a heavy truck. And I see them all the time. You know what I mean? They're freaking, like, their foot is too heavy, and it's not made for that. You know what I mean? You gotta let it build up, you know, and you can't just put all the torque down there and expect it to shift, and then, you know what I mean, pick up speed right away and then shift again. You know, like I said, it's not a sports car. You know what I'm saying? So I think that has a lot to do with it, with a lot of these automatic transmissions. You know, is that these people just like, it's my first automatic transmission, man. You know, and people complain about this transmission all the time. I love this transmission. I really do. It's given me a couple of issues, but it's my own fault because my foot is too heavy on it. But when I'm relaxed on that pedal, she runs smooth as a freaking Cadillac, man. Okay. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to you as well, Pop Tart. Safe travels, the trails. Thank you. Keep the greasy side down, shiny side up. Yes, sir, Tim. See you in a couple weeks, brother. Overtime, or Parker, safe travels. Thank you. To have an ECM place a truck into a neutral, having the trailer push the tractor is extremely insane. I would agree with that. Okay, Francis Becerra. This thing is scary when I'm able to go from drive to neutral. I think if that's what you meant, I think that's ridiculous. And I think the ECM, you're right, it should not allow me to do that. As a matter of fact, it should have some type of safety feature that prevents me from doing that. Even going to low, I can put it in low at high speed. This is ridiculous. I think that's dumb. I agree. Yes. Uh, anyway, George said, "Yeah, you gotta watch the RPMs. I never look at my speedometer. Yep, that's absolutely 100%. They are hot rodding the trucks. Yeah, they are. Okay. Anyway, I'm gonna leave it here. I appreciate you all for tuning in. I appreciate the engagement. Awesome. I appreciate the donation. I really do. From the bottom of my heart, I appreciate the donation, and maybe we can do something with that donation. You know what I mean? So, but anyway, I appreciate you all, and you guys have a good weekend, and we will see you guys in the next video. Now, now this is awkward. How do you end this thing?